I'm Adam Quick. I'm a real estate investor here in San Diego. I own 2 real estate investment companies and a construction company. So I didn't have a CPA before JT. I had a tax guy. With all due respect to him, I needed people who knew exactly how to utilize what I was doing in my benefit for tax reasons. And unfortunately for me, for the last 5 years prior, before JT, I was definitely paying tens of thousands of dollars of where I shouldn't have been paying, and also missing some standard deductions for certain things that I had no clue about. Just like probably most people in this country, you don't want to have to pay taxes if you don't have to for a good reason. If I owe taxes, I owe taxes. It's not a big deal. It's the more money we owe in taxes probably means we're making more money outside of it. So I'm all good to pay taxes, but I don't want to pay unnecessary taxes because I'm missing something or I'm categorizing things in the wrong way. So I got the new bookkeeping company, which is real estate friendly. And then through that connection, they introduced me to a CPA, JT Pells. For me, I needed to be with someone who understood the business, but also answered the phones. I'm kind of beyond the TurboTax days, which is too bad, but I'm beyond those days. And so I really needed someone who I can trust, who I can get a hold of, who responds to me. And as busy as I know he is and how well he's been doing, he still responds, he still gets back to me. And if it's not him or his brother, it's someone's getting in touch with me with, basically the same day every time I've ever reached out to him. And for me, that was important because sometimes taxes can be stressful. And to know that you can get answers right away and responses right away. And again, just all the things I've learned and the monthly meetings, which I just did with JT. I've never had that before. And so I didn't really know where I was at on a monthly basis versus just waiting till the end of the year and doing it all then. So that didn't work for me. I thought it did. And I thought I was fine. And then again, talking with JT and his team and seeing where I'm at and what they could do for me, it was by far, in my 7 years or 8 years now of doing real estate investing, was probably some of my best investments I ever made. Honestly, I have a little OCD, and so it's important for me to have everything outlined and organized because I don't have the time to be a tax guy and understand his lingo, just like he doesn't have the time to probably understand my lingo. So he gets it to me in the manner that I need, in the manner that I understand, and it's important for me now that I have everything organized, I have everything in line, and now I know where I'm at on a month-to-month basis, because like I said, I didn't have that before. For sure, for the first time since I've been owning my own companies, that I haven't needed to care or worry about, is it getting done, and is it getting done on time, is it getting done more than time, it's correctly, and making sure that we're utilizing every possible avenue to make sure the taxes are done right, for not only government reasons, but for the right reasons for me too, to make sure that I'm utilizing the laws that are out there. I've been tax unworried now for the first time in, I think when I started this in 2015. JT uses some very secure portals and stuff like that. I have never had an issue. Now he knows pretty much everything about my personal life and my financial life. And he's an easy person to get along with. And I don't think he's your typical suit and tie, uptight CPA that you might consider a CPA, or like a lawyer like we had talked about a little bit ago. I think he can relate to people like myself. I think he can relate to people who might be a little bit more suit and tie-y type of person. I know he has lots of big business people who own different types of businesses. And I do know they're all tailored differently. We just got done talking about where I should put the money. It's very comforting to know that everything's being updated. So when we do get down to tax time, it's ready, it's organized, there's no questions, there's no confusions, none of that. But I missed 2 very, very simple deductions, which had 2 very large penalties. That's where it started, actually, because that's how JT found it, because I got introduced to him and I had to submit my last 2 years tax records. And he called me and he says, "You don't have that?" And I was like, "Of course I do." It's like, "It's not on your taxes." And he did. He caught the first one, which is just in the insurance. And he told me how to go and rectify it. And I did. I submitted the paperwork to the IRS fax line or whatever it is. And those penalties were instantly removed because I had the proper documentation. There were probably a half a dozen items I was missing on a yearly basis for 7 years. So you take that times the amount of money it probably cost me times 7. It's a lot of money. Not only did he do my tax correctly. But we've also had a personal connection to where we talk like friends. And when it's time to be businessy, it's time to be businessy. We've become a lot closer than like maybe your typical CPA you would be. And I think that's a credit to him and the type of person he is and the type of company he runs, because who wants to go hang out with their CPA?